Welcome, everybody. I'm Trainer Joe, Facebook Live. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 things you must do for your health during quarantine. You got to do these 5. All right, here we go. Number 1, numero uno, laugh. You need to laugh. I've been watching y'all. And I'm seeing some of you don't seem like you're able to laugh right now. Now, I get it. This is a somber, serious, unprecedented. I hear the word unprecedented way too many. I'm going to stop using that. But I realize there's reason to be concerned here. But consider this. We are going to be dead in 58 years. You know, you may have 58, 28, 8. But if the fact that we're going to die means we can't laugh, I'm just saying perspective. But even if you had an illness that you knew, you might live. I remember when my dad was told, they gave him 10 years. He had prostate cancer, and he was like, I'll take it. He laughed. He had a wonderful time in those 10 years. And he got a little bit longer than that. But so you got 5, so you got 2, so you get 6, so you're well. Whatever the situation, if you can't laugh, you're missing out on a tremendous gift and blessing. And it also helps build your immune system. So laugh. I'm not saying never cry or never be upset, but get in some laughing. That was number 1. Number 2, these are not necessarily in order of importance. It could be. I haven't decided yet. Number 2, and part of laughing is, and I'm noticing why some people don't laugh, is because they think they are so smart that everybody ought to do this thing exactly like they think or how they interpret. Now, lighten up. You ain't that smart. Some of us are on this side where we're so strict, we are really upset with people that aren't as strict as us. And then some people are on this side, we are so loosey-goosey that we just can't tolerate these people that are so strict. None of you are that smart to be that upset at the other person. Lighten up. Laugh. 2, move. Move because motion is lotion. And everybody needs a little motion and lotion right now to lighten up the things and to release the good stress-relieving hormones in your brain that happens when we move. I didn't say exercise for a reason, because some of you just need to move. You're getting rusty sitting in the house like the Tin Man. You gotta get out and move. So you are a Ferrari. You know what happens to some Ferraris? They get all messed up because nobody's driving them. You got to get that thing out and move it. You were made to move. You are a Ferrari. If you're bored, if you're tired, if you're whatever, you need to remember you're a bored, tired, whatever Ferrari. So get to moving. You ain't that busy or tired or whatever that you can't get moving. No wonder you're mad and irritated and grumpy. You ain't moving. I'm not saying you're all mad and irritated and grumpy, but I've been seeing a lot of those out here. Number 3. You might think this is kind of like number 2, but not necessarily. Number 3 is go outside. That can be different than moving, because you can move inside. You can go up and down your steps if you got steps, or just move, walk around the room. Moving is moving. But outside, to go outside, you got to get out of the house. There's been a little bit of misunderstanding when people are on here that are trying to help curb this thing, and they're saying, stay home. They're not saying stay in the house. You can go out on the deck, on the porch, in the yard, walk around the street. You can get out and move around and go outside where there's sunlight, when there is sunlight. Even if there's not sunlight, there's real benefits to going outside. And did you know that UV light has been used for decades as a natural disinfectant to clean drinking water, and used in hospitals and facilities that naturally eradicate potentially harmful organisms? Yes, that's true. And research shows sunlight has a similar effect. It also provides you with vitamin D. You really want to protect yourself? Do that. Get outside, stand there in the sun, move while you're out there, and you're going to do a lot better. So that was 3. Number 4, eat like a normal person. Now, I don't mean for that to sound harsh, but sometimes we find reasons to eat like a crazy person, right? Kind of like when you're on a cruise and you just... And so suddenly we're out of our normal environment and we're at home. It's like when I remember going on when we go camping or on a retreat, suddenly we got 8 months worth of food for a weekend and you feel kind of obligated. Eat all the time. Eat, eat, eat. I'm not saying that I'm recommending a strict eating regimen during confinement, during quarantine, but I am saying it's not a good time for you to act like you weigh 500 pounds and so you're going to try to eat for it, eat for that amount of mass. Let's have some reasonable, because hey, the reason you ain't going to places walking around people because you don't want to get sick. Well, what's it going to do? You sitting at home gaining weight. You know that's like getting sick. It's affecting your body in a negative way. So let's at least decide I'm going to maybe do a little different plan during quarantine. That's fine. But I don't need to just throw it to the wind and just gorge myself with things that aren't healthy and good for me. So bring in just some reasonable guidelines and boundaries during this time. You ain't on a cruise for 3 weeks or 3 months, however long we do this. Be reasonable. Doesn't mean you can't have something enjoyable. I can help you with that if you want any particular tips. That was number 4. Number 5. Before I tell you number 5, I used to be in sales for a lot of years, and I went to one of these motivational conferences, and it was put on by a guy named Peter Lowe. It was motivation, whatever, and I remember there were some famous people there like Zig Ziglar, Colin Powell, Paul Harvey. One year, I don't remember if this year, was Rick Pitino was there. So all these famous people, like them, not like them, whatever. They were all there. And during an intermission, I really wanted to do well. I'm the kind of personality that's really wanting to, when I'm doing something, I want to bring my A game to it. So I'm at this conference that lasted half a day or all day or something. I'm like, I'm going to get all I can out of this. What, am I getting everything I can out of this? I'm taking a day. This is an investment. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to be good. And during an intermission, the guy putting on this whole thing, he had all these people together, famous people. I'm like, he obviously is a smart guy. He's brought all this. We're a Rupp Arena and all this money being poured into this thing. I'm going to go ask this guy for his best advice for me. And I went up during an intermission. I had to wait for a couple people to talk to this guy, Peter Lowe guy. And when I got to my turn, I said, Mr. Lowe, I just wanted to ask you if you could tell me one thing that I could do to improve my sales. One thing, if you could just tell me one thing, what would it be that would help me to sell better? And it's what he told me. That's going to be the number 4. Is this number 4? Number 5? Number 5. This is number 5. This is going to be our number 5 tip for you. What you ought to do. It's what he told me. And that's pray. Pray. How are you doing with everything right now? For me, I have too many things going on in my life that are stressful and difficult not to pray. If you want to be able to say it is well with my soul, you need to be talking to the giver of life and the giver of peace. I don't normally quote Tom Brady, but Tom Brady said the best we can do is arm our internal environment with what it needs to combat our external environment. How's your internal environment doing? You want therapy and vitamins for your internal environment? Then pray. Good time to begin doing that if you haven't been, and you might up it a little bit if you have been. All right, so that's our 5. I got 2 bonuses. 2 bonus ones for you. Bonus number one, quit smoking. Do you know one of the reasons that China had the high death rate and Italy has the high death rate? Because so many men in particular smoke in those places. And their lungs ain't ready for this. So quit the smoking, y'all. And the last bonus tip, join my virtual 21-day transformation that starts tomorrow. Guys, that'll keep you focused on all this stuff like we just talked about. It'll help you with all of it in the mindset. Guys, if we can train your brain, then we can transform your body. And that's 3 weeks. I'm going to meet with you 3 times a week, either live or you can watch it recorded. It's a great deal. We're going to include the link to sign up for that. It's $50. A normal 21-day transformation is $150. So join us for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I would love you to do it with us. If you got any questions, we'll try to answer them. Deborah's on there putting the link for you. So those are my 5 with 2 bonuses. Hope this was helpful to you. Trainer Joe, helping you train your brain and transform your body. God bless everybody.